And the last game! What's up with y'all, man? No Limit Squad, I am back with another vid, and for today, we are going to be reacting to when the best player in college refuses to play. Before we get into this, make sure y'all like this video, subscribe, turn the bell notifications on, and right after that, comment down and the last game if you fuck with your boy. But let's go ahead and hop right into this. I hope y'all enjoy this video. All the love is much appreciated. And I'll catch y'all, bro. Okay, let's see what this is all about. When the best player in college refuses to play. What you mean you the best player in college and refuse to play, nigga?
With over 17 minutes remaining in the second half of Kansas's recent game against Oklahoma State, Darren Peterson hit this three-pointer to give them a 13-point lead. This was his 23rd point in just 18 minutes. 23 points on just 12 shots, and his 6th three-pointer.
Wait, this nigga 23 off of 12 shots in 18 minutes? Nigga, what the, why ain't you want to play no more? Hold on, don't you tell me he's one of them niggas, bro? Where he should have just went from high school straight to the pro level, nigga. And college is just way too easy for this nigga. Hold on.
In just over a half of college basketball. And this is who Darren Peterson is. The potential #1 overall pick in this year's draft. An absolute microwave scorer, averaging over 20 points while shooting 43% from three. A guy who has drawn comparisons to a young Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, even Kobe Bryant.
This nigga is shooting 43% from the field off of 20 points per game in college, while he's in college. Bro, he's a pro. What? He's a pro. What are we talking about here? Get him, bro. My girlfriend, I can see why he don't want to play no more. It's too easy.
But it's not his game which people are questioning. It's what he did after that three-point make that has NBA scouts, NBA fans, and NBA media members all saying the same things about Darren Peterson.
What are they saying?
There is no team in hell that should grab Darren Peterson #1. You cannot do it.
What you didn't see from that clip of him hitting that three-point shot was what he did afterwards. Watch as Peterson immediately points to his coach Bill Self, telling him, "I'm done. Take me out." Now, let's just rewind that clip.
Okay.
Does it look like Peterson injured himself on that play? Do you see a level of discomfort? No, this wasn't someone calling to the bench in pain or discomfort. This was a player literally reversing the roles of the player and coach dynamic, with Peterson saying to his coach, "Yeah, like, that's cool, but it's time for me to sit out. You guys have fun though." And this is not the first time this has happened. In fact, just over a month ago, with just over 2 minutes remaining in a game only separated by 9 points, watch Peterson ask to be subbed out whilst the ball is traveling his way, resulting in a turnover.
Now that is bad. I'm not even going for it, but why is he doing this though? Let's find out.
10 days ago, when Kansas were up against Arizona, we had this clip of a stats guy for ESPN texting someone about the reason behind Peterson not playing. So he's sick and he didn't tell anyone in practice. And Bill said, "Don't half-ass it if you're gonna play. If not, sit." DP said, "Fuck it, I'm out." Okay, maybe let's just call him Darren. I'm not too sure on those initials. But obviously Kansas came out after the game and said, "This is all fake. This guy only works for ESPN. He doesn't have any insider information." And honestly, it's kind of like the KD burner situation. You can choose what to believe, but why would he text his friend without knowing someone behind him is recording him, potentially put his job in jeopardy if he's just lying?
Yeah, what's going on? Wait, so I'm mad confused right now. Can you just explain to me why the hell he decided that for a couple games to after whatever he's subbing himself out and he's projected to be #1 pick in the draft? So what is going on right now, okay?
Doing that, but what we don't need to speculate was the fact Darren did miss that game against Arizona with illness, which was just
sick.
one of several games he's missed this year, including missing 2 games for cramps. Guys, cramps are no joke. Anyone who's played sport has had cramps before. They hurt. But missing 2 whole games for cramps, that's something I haven't heard of before. I'll be completely honest. And then you have the other times this season.
But I'm not gonna front. I'm gonna give it to him, gang, when it comes to the cramps thing. I'm not even gonna front because Paulo Banchero, when he was in Duke, bro, he had to have like a special like liquid in order for him to stop cramping and he was losing mad weight every game, and we've never heard of that before. Like, we never heard that from a player before, so maybe this is one of those moments. But I don't know.
And where
I
he
ain't no doctor.
sat out most of the second half or subbed himself out of games. This is not a one-off incident. This is a pattern, and even Bill Self doesn't really know what to say anymore.
Well, we've had it more than a couple of times. I didn't anticipate that tonight at all. I thought he was good to go.
So
We
what's
only got
going on
18
then?
minutes out of him. Yeah, that's disappointing because he could have had a really big night.
This is also what doesn't make sense. He was on a heater. They were not up by 30 points, they were up by 13 points. And we have seen guys like Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, whenever the great shooters get on heaters, they don't want to go to the bench.
Yeah.
They are angry when they have to go to the bench. Yet someone, after hitting his 6th three-pointer with a chance to go off for like 45 points, goes to his coach and says, "I've had enough." This is the part that doesn't really add up to me. And it's the fact he was so casual about it. And you compare this to the other two top prospects in this year's class, AJ DeBanza and Cameron Boozer, with AJ just playing 39 minutes against Arizona after playing 43 minutes the game before and 40 minutes before that, or Cameron Boozer.
I go
who was
front. That
playing
nigga AJ is OD and Cameron Boozer. I'm not even gonna front. Yo, I'm not gonna front. There's up and coming drafts for the 2026 season, 2027 season, mod. Ooh, shit. We might have another version of the fucking 2002, 2003 draft, nigga.
Of 35 minutes in every non-blowout game this season, and as a result, you have people asking these kind of questions about DP. Darren.
His talent is unquestionable. It don't feel like he really wants to be there.
And we aren't idiots. We know his one goal is to make the NBA. And as someone who talks about the NBA, I completely understand and agree with his decision to look out for his own interests. But like I said, there's just a level of detachedness with the way he goes about this that makes this look strange. And there's two ways to look at this. He really does love basketball, and in spite of being injured, in spite of caring about his interests of making the NBA, he's playing through those injuries. He's deciding, I'm going to give it the best I can and limit those minutes so I don't further my injuries and ruin my draft stock. Or
I mean, that could be the possible game plan that he's doing, considering, you know, he's had injuries and shit like that. But, like, I'm just not understanding from a hooper's perspective, though, gang, because I'm a hooper myself. Like, I'm going to want to keep playing, gang. Like, if it's really something where it's like he just doesn't want to fuck up his draft stock, and he doesn't want to keep getting injured, and, you know, all that, okay, that's understandable for you to want to do that, but, like, can't you go a different way about it and speak to your coach on limiting your minutes, maybe? Like, I don't know, game.
Does the opposite, that
it's
he
not making
doesn't love
sense.
the game, that he's not well conditioned enough to play more than 25 minutes, and that teams should have legitimate concerns about building around him as their face of their franchise. And just because everyone has been running with that narrative that he doesn't love basketball, I will say
I think
this
that's
is what
false.
Bill Self said.
I think that's false. I don't think, like, somebody who wants to be in the NBA, who's averaging 23 points per game off of 40% shooting, doesn't love basketball. You know what I'm saying, gang? Like, maybe when he gets to the NBA and that bag hit, maybe, you feel me, his mind will change, gang. But, like, most of the time, somebody like Darren, like, he still loves basketball, so I don't know, man.
Earlier in the season about this. I've read some of the narratives out there about him, and it's really not remotely true. Was his hamstring legit? Hell yes. Was his cramping legit? Yes. Did he turn his ankle bad? Yes. He's had a string of bad luck. Those narratives are BS. Now, this was a month ago, and since then, we've had the clip from the bench, and you could see a noticeable shift in how Bill Self reacted after Peterson asked out this game versus before. But those injuries are legit. At the very least, he has had a reason to miss games and potentially sit out games because of a minutes restriction to not get further injured. But the reason this is such big news is because this is a stacked draft class, and if a team were to take him first overall, they could potentially be passing up on multiple franchise players. There is a reason every single detail of Darren Peterson's game and personality.
I'm not gonna front, like, I've never seen a situation like this before ever in my fucking life. Like, have y'all seen this before? Like, this is so, like, it's so odd, gang, because, like, what the fuck do you do as somebody, like, that's drafting a player to your team, gang, when you're in that front office? Like, what the hell are you gonna do? Like, what do you want to draft number one? I'm not gonna front. I'm drafting AJ. I ain't gonna front. Me, personally. Is it AJ? DJ. Is it DJ? Yeah, or is it? No, it's AJ, right? I'm drafting him, AJ. I'm not gonna front. But I don't know, with Darren, like, that's a situation we've never seen before, so I don't know, gang.
If this was a guy projected to go in the second round, no one would care. But going number one in a stacked draft class, teams want to believe that you love basketball. And the reason he is still in contention for number one overall, despite only playing 26 minutes a night, he's still averaging 20 a game. He's still shooting 43% from three on nearly 50% from the field. From an on-court perspective, there aren't too many question marks at all. This is a high-level athlete who is an elite shooter, great in the mid-range, great off the ball, and has shown serious flashes on defense as well. If there is any on-court concern, it's strictly over his playmaking. A negative assist to turnover ratio, and he has 1 assist in his last 84 minutes of basketball. He's not the...
See, that's not okay for somebody like him now. Yeah, you can be a scorer, gang, but you need to be able to play make. Because you're going to have the ball in your hand majority of the time. Considering on where you're going to be drafted, I don't know. But if you go somewhere like the Pelicans, nigga, you will have that ball in your hand majority of the time, gang. So, shit.
Perfect prospect. But his athleticism, his shot making, his three-point shooting, it all makes him one of the best prospects in recent memory. And this is why this is such a big deal that he is calling out to his coach and saying, yeah, no, I've had enough for tonight. You can sit me. But this isn't the first time an elite prospect has been questioned for his love of the game. You might not remember, but just a few years ago, Anthony Edwards was questioned for the exact same thing. Because in an interview, he said this, "I'm still really not into it. I love basketball, yeah, it's what I do." But he went on to say that he would leave to play NFL because there is more freedom in spiking the ball and celebrating and doing disrespectful things. And
that's why I said I don't think that he doesn't love basketball. Feel me? Like, Darren, I don't think that that's the case, gang. I'm not even going for a game. Averaging 20 points per game in college off of damn near basically 50% from the field on 40% shooting. Gang, what the fuck? You're almost shooting 40, 50, 90 splits. What the fuck in college, gang? I don't think that's a nigga that don't love basketball, gang. That's a nigga that is obsessed and in love with basketball.
Made a massive deal out of this. Can you draft someone number one overall who only likes basketball, who doesn't love the game? Well, Anthony Edwards is now one of the faces of the NBA and clearly loves basketball.
Facts.
Or a situation that is more similar to Darren Peterson, Jalen Johnson. This is someone who stopped playing mid-year for Duke, shut himself down in preparation for the draft.
Yeah,
someone that had moved high schools, and people questioned, like Darren Peterson, is he someone you can rely on? Is he someone that will leave when the going gets tough? Does he love the game of basketball? Jalen Johnson, just like Anthony Edwards, has turned out to be one of the best young players in the NBA.
Facts.
And there have been cases...
I ain't gonna front. The Hawks are in some good hands, game. Trae Young is gone, but Jalen Johnson, you get him some good pieces around him. Ooh, probably like a vet or two, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that understands the game. Hey, man, the Hawks can make a run one day.
Where this has been true as well. Ben Simmons is the obvious one, even DeAndre Ayton now. But these guys are so talented, so good. The Ben Simmons still made multiple All-Star teams, but in a draft...
Speaking of Ben Simmons, that nigga's a pro fisher now. What do you think about that? This nigga was called the next LeBron James. He's a pro fisher now. Ain't that a bitch, bro?
Plus,
ain't that a bitch?
This good. You want Darren Peterson to love the game as much as AJ DeBonta and Cam Boozer.
Yeah, AJ DeBonta.
Because that might be what separates him from being a productive player and the face of your franchise.
I'm gonna keep the bean, man. I think we just gotta let this shit just play out and just see what's going on. I don't think Dante doesn't like basketball. I think he is obsessed and loves basketball, but I feel like he's just doing this so he doesn't get injured, in my opinion. Like, I feel like he's trying to contain himself so he can get, be a number 1 pick or at least a top 3, top 5 pick in the draft. That's just my opinion, though. I don't know. For me, y'all tell me what y'all think.